really, making an impact on the culture. There was a void, and there were a bunch of brands popping up, so we thought best thing to do would be to open this little shop. Got a trailer, so we kind of go to events all around Southern California.
Okay, cool. So, Football Boutique, 20 Mangana. On the bottom left, we got Diego Pinzon, Parcero. What's up, my guy?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
How's it going?
Hey, under quarantine. Love it. You know what I'm saying? What can I tell you? Tell us about yourself, man. Introduce yourself.
So, yeah, thanks, man. So, good to be here with everyone. I'm right now, I've been working in the sports business probably for 10 years now. See my guy, Scott, down there?
What's up, dude?
Good, man. Good to see you.
You too?
Yeah. And right now, I'm working with the Bundesliga, the digital marketing manager for the Americas. So basically just making sure that we position the league further both in the U.S. and Latin America. And yeah, it's pretty great. We worked in the past with ESPN, MLS, and Univision as well. So that's good.
Cool, man.
Also, of course, quarantine and trying to make the best out of this.
As we should be. Scott with a crazy background, who actually figured out how to do that. I got to do that too, but go ahead, Scott. Talk to me. Introduce yourself, man.
Good. This is one of our custom local backgrounds. So, yeah, right now, I know we've talked before back in my Bayern days, but right now I'm the global director of brand development for AS Roma. So it's, right now, obviously, it's a challenging time, I think, for anyone working in a position like mine or in a position in football. But our job right now is to make sure that as many people as possible are still connected with our club, and we're doing everything we can to be a valuable friend, partner, asset to our partners, to being there for our fans, and then just kind of being a distraction to all of this that's going on, and making sure that soccer stays top of mind before all the rest of the stuff kind of poisons us a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually one of the countries been most devastated by this has been Italy. So can you talk a little about that and what I guess the Serie A is doing, in terms of charity work, or if you know of anything in terms of the calendar or anything what's just coming forward, because obviously it's going to get back to normal, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
So you tell us a little bit about what Serie A is doing, what AS Roma is doing charity wise.
Yeah, I think the most recent thing I can tell you is actually something that I'm maybe the most proud of, that launched Monday, actually. So aside from what's happening in Serie A, I think, starting off quickly what's happening in Serie A, I think Roma has been a club, like always, that's been innovative and kind of taking the lead in what they can do to affect their fans who have been individually affected. So Roma has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars through a GoFundMe campaign to support a hospital, and then support giving items to people affected and quarantined in Roma itself. Delivery trucks being sent out around Roma to older at-risk fans with material supplies that they might need to stay healthy and stay safe, so they don't have to go out during quarantine. So that's what Roma is doing in Italy. And then on Monday, again, the thing that I want to discuss that I'm the most excited about is New York is obviously one of the other cities that's hit, the hardest in North America by everything that's going on. So led by a vice president of the Roma fan club in New York, we have worked with 34 other New York-based fan clubs of some of the biggest teams in world football to raise over $30,000 in 2 days for a foundation that goes to relief workers in New York hospitals. So I think I've been the most impressed with what locally supporters, across the world have done for their hometown, and working together with teams that they never would normally work with. So I think that's been the most exciting lately, actually.
Definitely, everybody's getting it together because now's not the time for petty BS. I'm AC Milan fan, but yeah, I'm not gonna not help somebody who's a Sampdoria fan. That's come on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, for sure.
Now, Diego, I know Bundesliga is trying to get back on its feet a little faster than everybody else. I think training camp wise, what's going on with that?
Yeah, so basically all the clubs are training back again, of course, in small sessions, small groups of players. trying to maintain the social distance as much as possible. The league is also working very closely with the German government, and everything that the clubs are doing right now is actually authorized by the government. So it's not like they're doing it on their own, just going rogue and just going back to training. So for them, it's very important to be very close with the government. At least Germany doesn't have, it has a huge amount of cases, already more than 100,000 positive cases of COVID-19, but at least they're a country that, in terms of deaths, which is probably the most important, level right now, it's not as high as it could be with all the amount of cases that they had. So the league is trying to, get their players back in training. Hopefully the league, our CEO came out yesterday saying that he hopes the league to be back in May. So it's something that it's already planning ahead, but of course that's going to happen. That's going to be determined in coordination with the German authorities, and everything changes from one day to the other. What's happening today might change completely tomorrow. Yeah. So the league is hoping to be back in May and then end the season by June. So we have 9 match days left.
Wow.
So hopefully it's not that's not that crazy to do. But at the same time, if the league is back, which we hope it will, of course all the remaining games will be played without fans and with minimum required staff to be at every stadium as well.
Definitely. Tony, you come from a little bit of a different perspective. You're like on the ground, you're at like these matches, these tournaments. What's going on in Los Angeles? Like, how is this impacting LA now?
Man, everything is shut down. We haven't done anything in over a month now. I'm a little outside of LA. So I've been following the quarantine orders, just staying home, so I haven't had a chance to really make it down to the downtown area or really see anything there. But yeah, for about a month, everything's just been shut down, from the professional level down to the youth level. There were futsal events, viewing parties, like all those things. There's nothing, man.
Wow. Ellis, how are you doing, man? How's the quarantine treating you? This guy watches football 24/7 like me.
Not so good, man. Still watching the classics. Whenever I miss during the 80s, I'm going back to that era. The glorious 80s.
So
yeah,
what?
It's been tough.
Yeah, right?
It's been tough. I hope our perspective changes after this.
Yeah.
We appreciate more the game and all the social interactions that we have with one another, as we're doing right now, for instance.
What's everybody doing, like soccer-wise? He's watching games. Tony, are you watching anything, or are you trying to keep in mind on other things, or what?
Man, I'm watching classic games. I'm playing FIFA. I'm getting out in the yard and working on some doubles, just trying to stay active.
Nice.
But that's pretty much it, man.
Okay, Scott, what are you doing besides backgrounds?
I'm pretty lucky actually, because Roma is pretty active on social, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. So like my day is actually pretty filled with kind of continuing to create content, and making sure that our fans are entertained or informed or kind of educated. But from a personal standpoint too, I'm trying to get a little more creative in terms of what I'm able to do from a skill set. I'm trying to work with more Adobe products to see how I can improve and become better in that. So I'm taking this time as well to kind of sharpen the skill set that I have and see how I can use that to help Roma right now. So if I'm starting to write articles or finding ways to edit better. So like I want to see how taking a little extra time to learn some skills that could help me be a little bit more valuable to maybe some fans or to my team right now who's working so hard back in Italy.
Diego, are you watching the English game? Are you watching anything cool on Netflix you know about, or any good recommendations?
I mean, pretty much the same thing, and of course, also trying to grasp as much as possible from everyone that, like Scott's saying, we are all trying to do so many things in order to keep our fans engaged and entertained, but at the same time, understanding what they're going through. So talking to fans a lot, having some empathy and understanding that it's really tough for everyone right now. But at the same time, in terms of what I've been consuming, I think all of the esports tournaments that have been going on, of course, we had the Bundesliga have this home challenge every weekend. La Liga had a pretty good tournament as well with their players. I think, just on a personal note, I think Liga MX is going to do something really cool, which is probably, I think it's the only league that's actually replicating the whole league starting this weekend. So I think it's something pretty cool for fans and to be able to watch and consume at the same time. And then also just, educating myself in as much as possible now that we have time to do other things and keep busy with many other aspects of our business to, try to educate ourselves, try to be engaged like this, of course, with friends and industry leaders as well, in order to just be active and make sure that our days are flying by as well really fast. And then in terms of, content itself, also trying to bring different aspects of the business and different industries come together. We have a pretty cool thing that you guys should tune in tonight for like at 6 p.m. Eastern time on the Bundesliga Instagram account that we pulled off. It's pretty cool. And then we just did we launched together with this new app, Quibi. There's a new series that they have called Prodigy, and one of the episodes it's focused on Tyler Adams and his whole rise and Urban Leipzig coming from New Red Bull. So it's pretty cool.
So
what? I guess like everyone else, just watching Tiger King and reruns of The Office and all that.
I can't get into Tiger King. I'm sorry. It's too much, man. Sorry.
Dude, so speaking of which, I actually saw my first. I knew it was inevitable. It was going to happen. I saw the first Tiger King soccer remix on Instagram. Someone made a Tiger King in Hull City thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Had to do it eventually. So this the thing that's curious to me with soccer is since we're all so into tying everything back to football, it's how can we make any pop culture thing into soccer? So the cool thing is from content and just people being weirdos like us with soccer, it's we're gonna take anything that's trending and we're gonna put a soccer ball on it somehow. We're gonna do something. I just
found out that Mick Jagger is a gunner like me. He's an Arsenal fan. So is Roger Daltrey.
Is he really? Interesting.
Yeah. Well, according to BR Football, supposedly. So what's soccer gonna look like after this? Is less people at the stadiums, but more engagement? What's the future gonna be now?
I think. Really quickly, with a compliment to Bundesliga, I think there's going to be so much appetite and excitement for anything to watch from the beginning. And we see with the NBA, if they're going to have a horse tournament, how many people are going to watch that, or how many people are watching marble racing. So I think the first couple leagues to come back, or even any footage from training, I think there's going to be such an appetite for it that we just have to make sure we're doing it in the right way where people are staying safe. But in terms of excitement, I think you're going to see love for sports that we've never really experienced before, and I'm really excited to see what everyone has in store.
Tony, talk a little bit about talk a little bit about what you do specifically, because I want people to really understand what it is you do, which I thought is so dope. And by the way, I'm wearing one of the things that is available at the Football Boutique when it comes back eventually. He has our stuff over there. He has our jerseys, he has our hoodies, has our t-shirts available. But Scott, did you do a 360 right there? Okay, sorry.
No, I was just turning my chair.
You flipped over. I'm like, bro, there's not enough hospital beds for you to get sick, bro. Please. So tell them specifically what it is, what the Football Boutique is, because the concept is sick, in a good way.
Yeah. So I mentioned it earlier. It's a shop that was created really to help smaller football brands. I started a apparel company. That it's just a long story I can't get into, but noticed all the challenges of a small soccer brand like Soccer Senseis. And while we had this other apparel company, we invested in this trailer. It's like a mobile shop, and so the idea really just came from that. Our challenges as an apparel company, and seeing the trailer, it's how can we make this a viable business? And it occurred to me let's make it a small football boutique where we feature brands that really can't get into the big box stores, or even the soccer shops won't take. There's so much dope stuff out there, from apparel to art to games. and they're really just having to sell this stuff on their own Instagram or on their own Facebook page and stuff. So what we did is got this trailer, and then we started going to events. So viewing parties all over LA, soccer tournaments, youth tournaments, and then putting all this stuff on display. So we'll go to events, and there's 500,000 people, and they're walking in and out of the shop. So it gives these brands and these artists just more exposure. So we ended up hooking up with Soccer Senseis. It's a perfect example. So people will check their stuff out at our shop, and then if we can drive more business to that particular brand's own page, like that's a success for us. So we want to kind of be like the platform for these smaller brands.
And you also do. I know you just launched an official like a Nike cage thing. A little remix on that, which is dope. Like visually, it was really cool. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we do our own content too. We do our own apparel. We do our own art. So that was one of the ideas that came up. And that's another thing about this quarantine, right? You just have all this time to think of stuff.
Plan.
Like Scott said, like you're sitting there and being creative is something that we're doing. So we thought of that concept, bringing back the cage, the 2002 Nike ad. It started with our Joga Bonito ad. I don't know if you guys saw that one. And for about a week, man, I was researching, Nike players. I was researching how these teams could come together, and the end product is up on our Instagram now, and we kind of put a remix on it. So we put a mod 3v3 cage. So you got like Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, and Figo team versus our remix, which is Neymar, Bruno Fernandes, and Ariana dos Santos, a little Brazilian girl who's a real baller, man. She's a real Neymar fan, so we included her in the team. And what's cool, man, is that a lot of the guys and players that we added or showed have seen it. So I got a little screenshot from Ronaldo Fenomeno seeing the post, and also Roberto Carlos. So that was cool. That was exciting. I just got that this morning.
That's cool.
I'm gonna be sharing that later.
Cool.
Nice.
Guys, before we end, because I know you guys are really busy. Going to have to go back to play FIFA again because I got to get going. Definitely shout out your socials, Tony. How can they reach you? How can they see your stuff?
So it's at the Football Boutique.
Okay. Diego, go ahead.
It's at Pinzon Diego. Pinzon with a Z. That's my last name and my first name, and then just all together.
Okay. And Scott.
It's Scott Sandalow, and unlike Diego, I'm not verified, so I don't know if I'll have the cloud that he does, but we'll figure it out.
We are verified. we gotta see how we get verified. It's the Germans, they got some German engineering thing going on.
I thought so too, but I didn't even think it happened to me. But so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so Scott Sandalow all over the place.
Scott Sandalow all over the place. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us on Soccer Senseis. Everybody stay safe. Hopefully soon enough we'll be back and playing soccer, enjoying soccer, and the more we stay inside, as they say, the faster it'll happen. So thanks, guys.
Sounds good. See you guys soon.
All right, man.
All right.
See you guys.
All right.
See you
all right. Thanks, God.